Scraplift Crafternoon, and because it's also 30 days of sketches, you're going to see 2 videos today. So let me show you the scrap lift for today. It is by Kiwi Girl Scraps, and she used a cut file. I don't have cut file stuff, so we're going to be using the tools that we have. She's got these circles, and in hers, she's got actually 3 photos, and then there's like 4 little kind of smaller version of them. I don't know. I've got 4 photos. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do the 4 photos. I think I'm going to see how they come out when I cut them, because I've got these 4 photos. They're kind of odd color, whatever, because we were inside this mirror maze inside in Branson. So it's inside this thing here, and they were in this mirror maze. So the colors are kind of odd, but I think they're kind of cool. And that made me think of, I was kind of going through my stuff over here, and I'm like, okay, what can I use? And everything didn't go. And then I remembered, oh, Christine, in your Bow Bunny stash over there, you have this Alice in Wonderland inspired collection. It was called Land of Wonder. And I've got a ton of stickers yet. Oh yeah, I've used 1 border sticker off of here. But it has all these kind of cool, you know, Alice in Wonderland type deals. Obviously they have back sides here. These are the cut apart sheets, but it's got this cool Land of Wonder. I don't know if I can use these, but then here's this circular element, so that could be used. There's a circular element here, here. So I can cut out of here. There's these cool playing cards. I don't know if I'll be able to incorporate these because it doesn't really go with this design, but they're very cool. So I'm going to go through this stuff here, and also I have some double dot I can use as like a base. So that's kind of neat. I like this blue. I don't know. We'll have to see about that. But anyway, I think that's what I'm going to start with. I need to cut out some circles. Oh, I'm going to use the Creative Memories little cutting system here. That's what I'm going to use because, again, I don't have a cut file type deal. And when I look at my photos, well, y'all, what do I do with the pictures now? How do I do that? I feel like such an old lady. Oh, here it is. I think I'm going to have to use the small here. And then the red is the color that's going to have to be used. I'm going to have to be very particular, though, y'all, because it's exactly 4 inches. But nothing else really is going to work and then have enough in the picture is the problem when I look at it. So I'm going to have to use this. I'm going to have to be real particular. That's why I'm like, okay, let's see what I can do here. I'm going to have to lay this down and go, okay, can I get my husband's head in there? I'm going to have to come up. See? You have to use your little template, figure out where you're going to be. Anyway, I've got to be real particular about that. So let me start. I'm going to cut the pictures first, I think, because then I can make the little black outside or whatever with, you know, one of these others to kind of go around it. But all right, let me get started and we'll come back on soon. Okay, gang, check-in time. And I would normally say quick check-in, but this took me a while. So I guess it's going to be quick for y'all, but this took me a little bit. And y'all, look at this. I tore up some. I couldn't get it just right. It's okay. So what I have done is I did cut, so there's 3 different blades, right? So I used basically the same circle in some cases, basically the same circle, but then the 3 different blade sides. So I get these 2 circles. And when I glue them down, though, it's going to look a little bit like that cut file where it's kind of offset a little bit. When I do glue these down, I haven't glued them down. And I've actually got 4 pictures. I went ahead and decided to go with the 4 pictures. So then I have basically these 2 little guys here. Now, that being said, I still have this sheet here that I think I may end up cutting out some of these smaller pieces and then maybe using those kind of interspersed. I haven't decided 100% because I've got this right here. I pulled this out. This was not with the collection. It's called Fancy, and it's kind of this turquoisey color. And I kind of thought it went, you know, it kind of looks like this color here. So I thought I could use like Wander. I wanted to use Wander. And I may put like here. I have to decide. Because the other thing is I kind of was wanting to, I don't know if I can bring this up here maybe. I may do this. Because I kind of want to, this cat, y'all. I'm so sorry. Anyways, I'm thinking about doing something like that even. I have to play with this just a little bit because I do kind of like the smaller circle up here. Maybe something like that. Where then I can have my Wander. Yeah, that might work. So, quit that, y'all. This cat. All right, so anyways, let me, I need to still trim this. And then I think I decided I'm going to mount it on this paper here. I may gut this, though, because I have some papers left, but I kind of like that yellow. So I think I'm going to bring that in and kind of condense that just a hair. And then, of course, the the Scraplift have little things kind of around, so I got to work on that, too. But I wanted to tell you what I had got going on here. So I will be back on. I'll probably speed it up and work at that point. All right, talk soon. All right, gang. So I cut that blue polka dot so crooked. And you know what? I tried to fix it and it didn't fix it. I got even more crooked. And then I thought, you know what? I'm just going to embrace that crookedness because it is an Alice in Wonderland type thing. And it's this, you know, mirror maze and all that. And I thought I'm just going to embrace it and make it crooked on purpose. So I did that. And then I decided to take a black pen and just go around the outside and just doodle it just to kind of finish it out. So that's what you're seeing there. And in a minute, I'm going to come in and start pasting these circles down on top of each other. So here's where I got my ATG, and I'm just going to start posting them down. I'm going to cut away in a second because honestly, all I do is I take my circle photo, I mount them on my circle mat, and then I'm going to start gluing them down to the page. And then I'm going to take the Nuvo glue, and I'm going to start gluing the little skinny circles down. And this is kind of toward the end of that. And I kind of glued the little skinny circle, you know, offset a little bit. Again, this is to kind of mimic that cut file, because I don't have the cut file. So I think I like doing stuff like this to show you guys that even if you don't have a cut file, now not all the cut files, like you do this really, right? Because there's some that'll have, you know, special shapes or words or this or that. But circles and things like that, you can usually kind of work out with, you know, normal tools too, like a circle cutter. So y'all say hello to Saturn. She's got to stick her head all in my business. But anyway, so I've glued down my little circles here. And I'm thinking this looks cool, although I did end up with a slightly different orientation of these circles than when I had initially started with, but I like it. It's all right. And so I'm pulling off this title here that says Wander, and that's going to be my main title. Now I don't do it quite yet, but I will pull off 2 more of those because I look at that cut file or the scrap lift there, and I do realize in a moment I'm going to have 2 more of them little shiny words. But I'm going to start messing with these ephemeras and the little decorations and stuff that I've pulled out. This is what come with the collection. So there's actually a sheet in the collection that has like a wood grain to it. And I thought to try to use both of the arrows, but I couldn't get the big one to really work. So I end up with the smaller one. And I do like how that turns out in just a minute. Now, my husband came home, so I had to go away for just a minute. So I've cut away. I hadn't really done much of nothing, honestly, before I did that. Now, here's where I realized, oh, shoot, I need these other 2 words on here. And I put here and now. So I have here, now, and wander. And I think that's kind of neat. I thought about putting more of those little hearts or asterisks or something. I actually never end up doing that. I decide not to. Now, this is where I find some little gold charms. They're kind of an antiqued gold. And I go through these, and I end up using 2 of them. I'm going to pull out there's a whole bunch in there, y'all. They're kind of dimensional, though. Some of them are a little bit, like there's a little teacup and stuff that's got, I don't know if that's actually the rabbit or whatever, but it's a little bit dimensional, so I have to think about that. That might be better hanging off a little binder or something, but I do like this key, and I will eventually, not just quite yet, but I'm going to find one more piece in a minute. So I think I'm going back into my ephemera. Oh, no, this is where I find this layered chipboard piece, and it's got kind of a black, glittery layer, and then it's got like a little heart and a key and all that kind of stuff on it. And I'm going to move this thing around quite a bit. I don't know why I thought it was going to go vertical because it really wasn't like that. But I'm kind of looking at it, and I'm going up and down, and I'm moving things around. And I don't know, y'all. I'm just kind of looking because the Scraplift had, you know, various different little pieces of ephemera and different things. And why I struggled with this for a minute, I don't know. But that's where that's going to go. I actually like how that goes. I'm looking at this little key. That does end up right there. I am going to find another little thing here. So I have these little brads. So this is kind of a neat little bit that they used to offer. I don't know if they still do that, to be honest with you. But these are little brads, and there's a butterfly on here. Is that a butterfly? I think it's a butterfly. And I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the layout right now, so I can't tell you for sure until I lay it down. But there's little brads. That's a little butterfly. And then there's also kind of this vertical little piece here that I kind of like, and I lay it down. Now I'm going to end up finding, I'll bring that down in just a minute, y'all. I'm going to find another little piece it's a sticker. I'm actually pull out 2 of these little stickers. I like this Curiosity. I think that's kind of neat because, again, it's tying back into this, you know, maze and Alice in Wonderland type deal. And then this little piece here. And now I'm going to end up pulling the vertical piece there, and I'm going to cover up the left-hand side of that fishtail banner. And so, again, I'm just kind of building out little clusters, honestly. I'm not even really following the sketch or the scrap lift right now. I'm just kind of, I remembered there was different little pieces of clustered little embellishments and stuff all over. So I'm just kind of finding stuff. And I'm going to end up finding, when do I do it? I find a little metal, one of the little charms there is actually looks like kind of like a postage stamp. I think it's laying there now. Here's where I'm going to start gluing stuff down, though, because I realized, okay, let's go ahead and start gluing stuff down. You're kind of getting ready. I think I've already, have I snipped off? I do snip off those. Yeah, I've snipped off the little brad pieces. I don't want those. So I use a little bit of this Stampin' Up! Dimensional adhesive to put on top of that little arrow. And I kind of like how that looks. I think that looks kind of neat. And I actually have 2 of those little brads. The other one's that up and down one. And I'm going to put a little bit of, well, actually, I think I put, I used like 4 or 5 different kind of adhesives on this layout, y'all. I had foam, the foam adhesive from Stampin' Up! I had the foam, I think I had used the, I'm going to end up using this, the Fun Foam. I've got my glue dots going on. I got my ATG. I think I pulled out every kind of adhesive I own. There's that metal piece I mentioned. It looks kind of like a little postage stamp, and it's engraved with like that rabbit, that crazy rabbit on there. So I'm going to set that down in just a minute, but I had to have enough little glue dots. That's going to go there, and then I'm going to glue this on top. But I do stick a little Stampin' Up! Thing at the top, and then like a little glue dot on the bottom, so it goes on top of that metal piece there. And I think that looks kind of neat. Kind of happy with that. I'll tell you real quickly, the pictures, you can tell they're not great. I hate these not good quality. They're kind of not good quality because we're in that mirror maze and the lighting is really odd. So I have like a really blue one and a really purpley one. I mean, they're just really odd colors, but I think it's kind of cool because with these paper collection, it's really just kind of crazy. It's a little chaotic, and I love the circles. I don't know, this whole layout to me just really kind of went together with what was going on. I was kind of proud of myself for this. Y'all, do you ever try not to break your own arm patting yourself on the back when you see a layout after you get done? Oh gosh, y'all, I do have to be a little bit careful. I did find these little circle pieces in my ephemera. They look like little gears, and so I did put some Fun Foam up underneath that, and that goes up underneath there. So I'm going to kind of just, because again, I don't think she had real small circles in that little Scraplift, but I thought they looked kind of good in here, so I'm going to add them. And let me think what I do next, y'all. I've kind of got all my ephemera going. I think this is where I decided I wanted some of the black ink, so I did go get some dilutions. I start to sprinkle it, and I think, you know what, you better cover up some of your pictures. Sure enough, it kind of splitters a little bit. So I just kind of put 3 little spots of this. I'm not going to suggest it's necessarily per cluster. I just kind of went around the layout in like 3 little spots. And I think this looked kind of neat because the papers themselves did have some kind of interesting distress / ink looking pieces to it, but I do like this black. I thought this turned out really neat. And that is all I'm going to do this layout, y'all. I thought this, oh, that's a lie. I actually journaled in the lower left, but that's already on there. So that's what I've done with this layout, y'all. I thought this turned out real cute. I was happy with this. Make sure you check out the playlist below. There's going to be the other ladies playing along, and of course the original will be linked as well. And I'm also going to have today a 30 Days of Sketches layout. So make sure y'all watch both of those. Instagram at Scrapping Harden, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.